Good luck trying to save that building. We're not going to give you any money, though. And that's what happens. Good intentions don't save buildings. So there we had a lost piece of Beverly history that's now lost to us again. And gee, only one person from the Beverly Historical Society even bothered to call Richard. So I guess they don't really care about history. Living history, that is. Sure, they're all about collecting old photographs and sitting in dusty rooms, reminiscing. But when it came time to save the real thing, local historians didn't rise to the challenge. Except for Richard and myself. We contacted Preservation Massachusetts. They have a circuit rider program in which representatives actually meet with people, try and rush in the nick of time to save things. Well, our guy really didn't help out. I asked him to write a letter to the editor in the Salem News. He didn't get around to it. He did visit the site and take pictures, but that's about it. And then he went on his honeymoon. I told him, by the time you get back, this building could be destroyed. It would have been better having the people fund the circuit rider program give us some money so we could save real history. But all these foundations that talk about preservation, they like to pat themselves on the back. Look what we're doing to save history. Meanwhile, the real thing is being destroyed. The only person that really showed any interest consistently has been Wendy Price from Historic New England. She's been such a support for us, posting this story on Preserve Rhode Island's website, keeping in touch with us. And as I said, Historic New England was actually starting to look into doing something about maybe acquiring the building. But by then it was too late. But we thank her for her efforts anyway. I wish other historic groups could have joined the fight. So you can blame the developer for this, and he should get blamed. Because he didn't cooperate with us. He just gave us an ultimatum. You can save the building, but don't interfere with our schedule. He didn't work with us. He didn't donate a red cent to try and save this. But blame also goes to the historic organizations in Massachusetts and Rhode Island that we asked for help. And most of them just didn't do much of anything. It's an ugly chapter in preservation. As ugly as all this sheet metal is lying on the ground. But I'm not bitter. That's 4 months of my life, putting in hard work, trying to email people, contact people, hours and hours writing letters. All gone. And I didn't even get paid. Wonder what the developer is going to use these profits that he makes off this sale for. I don't think anyone's going to care. But boy, they would have remembered this building had it been trucked down to Rhode Island or to any other museum. That would have been such good PR. We asked Coldwell Banker, since, hey, you're the ones that are selling this property, you think you could fund its rescue? No response. And remember, folks, there were other Quonset huts out there, but this, we think, was the last one with its original Veterans Village configuration. So not only did Beverly and Hamilton lose something today, but the country did as well. Probably the last well-preserved example of a veteran village hut. And now it's all gone. So here you have history being destroyed, veterans history. And then right over here, you have a school with kids playing. Boy, what a missed opportunity to teach children about real history. When this community had their Pearl Harbor commemoration, they got all the school kids to come out and wave some flags for the veterans in the cold weather for about 20 minutes, when they could have been teaching them about living history. It doesn't matter whether you come out for Veterans Day celebrations for 15 minutes. What matters is if you have a lifelong love and respect for this history. That's what counts. And you can force a bunch of school kids to stand outside of their classrooms with flags, but it's another thing if that child willingly pursues history. But that's something people here in this community and in Beverly just didn't understand. It amazes me you can get a whole bunch of schools to raise money doing something like a polar plunge, and yet we couldn't come up with a dime. Such missed opportunities. And in the grand scheme of things, $15,000 to move this to Rhode Island doesn't seem like much. It would have been cheaper had someone in Beverly stepped up and said, hey, you can bring the hut back to the community it came from. But they didn't want to have any of that. You look at all these organizations that raise $20,000 at the drop of a hat. Museums spend tens of thousands of dollars on temporary exhibits. And yet here's the real thing. Could have been saved for $15,000. But nope.